Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, before we start our lesson for today, I want to start a day with a prayer to be led by Miss Beno. So, Miss Beno, the floor is yours. So, let's pray.
Okay, classmates, let's bow our head and find the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. Amen. Yes, thank you, Miss Bueno. Okay, class, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
You're fine. I'm happy that you are all good and fine. So, who are absent?
Ma'am.
Okay, very good attendance. So, I want your ears, your mind, and your focus in today's lesson. So, let's move on to the motivation of this lesson. So, again, my dear, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, this time to check your prior knowledge in this topic. Let's now have a short test. We will do a jumbled word. Are you familiar with the jumbled word?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm so happy that you are already familiar with this activity. Now, class, I will group you into three, and each of you must have pencil, pen, and a clear paper. Okay, first, count 1 to 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, group yourself according to your group number. Okay, move, class. Okay, do you have now your materials?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, listen carefully to my instruction. First, I have your 6 jumbled words, and I will be showing you this. Then, after you seeing these jumbled words, who will be the first group who will raise your whiteboard and can get the correct answer will automatically have the point. But other group can still have the chance to steal if the first group who raised their board will get wrong answer, and this game will continue until we reach the 6 jumbled words. And of course, the group who will get the high score will be declared as the winner. Are we all clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if we are all clear now, this game begins now. I will give you I will give you 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer the first 3 jumbled word, and the other 3 jumbled word I will give you also a 1 minute. So I will present to you the topic in this day. What are our topics?
Art and painting stories ancient China.
Ayan, very good. And I have here the objectives of our topic. At the end of the lesson, learners are expected to recognize the different paintings in China, determine the characteristics of paintings and arts in China, realize the relevance of characteristics of paintings in China to its culture. So, are you ready to play the game, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed to the first 3 words. So, your time starts now. Hey, you have just 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, wait. Just a second, guys. If I said ahu, you said
Ahu, ahu.
Okay, that's your reply, so that I will recognize which group will be answering. Is that clear?
Yes,
Okay. Who wants to answer the first word, a jumbled word?
Ahu, ahu.
Yes, the number 2. Group number 2. Give your answer.
Flower and birds, ma'am.
Let's see if they get the correct answer. Yes, it's a flower and birds. Let's give them a round of applause. And you have 2 points already. So, how about the number 2?
Ahu, ahu.
Okay, the group number 2, the first said ahu, ahu. What's your answer, group number 3?
Landscape, ma'am.
Okay, let's see if they got the correct answer. Yeah, it's a landscape.
Yay.
You have also 2 points. How about the number 3?
Ahu, ahu.
Okay, group number Yes, they got it. You have also 2 points. So 3 groups have 2 points already. Then we will proceed to the next 3 jumbled words. Okay, you have a great efforts, guys. So let's proceed to number 4. Who wants to answer it? Yes, group number 1.
Human figures.
Yes, let's see if they're correct. Human figures. Yes, it's human figures. How about the number 5? Yes, group number 2.
Animals po, ma'am.
Let's see. Yes, it's an animals. How about the number 6? Who can say ahu ahu? Okay. What's your answer, group number 3?
Bamboo and tongues, ma'am.
Can you yes. Yeah, group number 3 is steel. What's your answer?
Bamboo and stones, ma'am.
Let's see if they got correct answer. Yes, it's a bamboo and stones. Wow, we have an active You have an active participation today. So let's give a round of applause to yourself. So thank you, guys. So save your scores so that after this I will complete your scores, and we will who will be the winners will have a reward. So let's proceed to our next topic. Did you find the test easy or difficult, guys? Did you find it easy or difficult?
Easy, ma'am.
Okay, I know if you have some of you also have a hard time or find it difficult, but if you have a hard time, guys, that is okay. Take this as a challenge to learn more about this topic. So let's proceed to the activity part, which is I will give you videos. Then please observe carefully, take down notes, because after which I will give some questions. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will give you this video. I will show you this video. Please watch carefully, guys, because after which I will give you a question, then you will if somebody gets the correct answer, then I will give you additional points. Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's
Shui or mountain water. Landscape painting was regarded as the highest form of Chinese painting. Chinese landscape painting is also known as shan shui or mountain water painting. Chinese society, basically agricultural, has always laid great stress on understanding the pattern of nature and living in accordance with it. The theme of the paintings are flowers and birds, Shitao's landscape, palace, and temples, human figures, animals, bamboos, and stones. Oriental artists often created landscapes rather than paintings with the human figure as subjects. Artists use monochromatic colors and sparse strokes. Monochromatic color refers to a color scheme that is comprised of variations of one color. Sparse brush strokes means there's few and scattered elements. Strokes are not thick. Its purpose is to grasp an emotion like catching nature's rhythm. Chinese painting considered the three concepts in their art: heaven, earth, and humankind. Yin-yang. Yin-yang. Yin. Negative charge. Moon. Dark. Earth. Passive. Damp or water. Below. Cool or cold. Growth. Recessive. Nurturing. Female. Autumn and winter. Yang. positive charge. Sun. Light or bright. Heaven. Active. Fire. Above. Heat or hot. Generation. Strong or assertive. Dry. Male. Spring and summer. Silk was often used as the medium to paint upon, but it was quite expensive. When the Han court eunuch, Keilun, invented paper in the 1st century AD, it provided not only a cheap and widespread medium for writing, but painting became more economical. Chinese art expresses the human understanding of the relationship between nature and humans. This is evident in the form of painting of landscapes, bamboo, birds, and flowers, etc. This might be called the metaphysical, deist aspect of Chinese painting. 6 Principles of Chinese Painting by Xia Yi, a writer, art historian, and critic in 5th century in China. Observe rhythm and movements. Leave spaces for the eyes to rest. Use brush in calligraphy. Use colors correctly. Live up to tradition by copying the master's artwork. Copy the correct proportion of the objects and nature. To the Chinese, calligraphy is the art of beautiful handwriting. Traditional painting involves essentially the same techniques as calligraphy and is done with a brush dipped in black or colored ink. Oils are not used. Materials used for calligraphy are the following. Brush pen, made of animal hair. Black inks, made from pine's wood and animal resin. In calligraphy, the popular materials which paintings are made of are paper and silk. Chinese calligraphy as well as painting was done on silk, which was replaced by paper in the 1st century. Works by famous calligraphers are mounted on scrolls and hung on walls like paintings. Chinese calligraphy styles. Small seal style. Clerical style. Regular style. Running style. The small seal style, the lines are all of an even thickness and the character are elongated to fit neatly into the vertical rectangle. The regular style preserves the clerical script's precision and modulation of line width but is less formal and heavy in appearance. The clerical style used on official documents such as government records of taxes, census records, and deeds. The running style, the strokes, and dots that are written separately in the regular style are joined together in a single sweep of the brush, thus producing a feeling of speed and fluency. It is said that the Tang Dynasty poets were the first to introduce the combination of painting and poetry into one artwork. 3 perfections is the collaboration of poets, calligraphers, and painters to create a painting that includes the work of a calligrapher to write a soundless poem. A soundless poem describes how one might experience a painting with sound, sight, smell, touch, and emotions. Poets write their calligraphy on their paintings. Paintings can be mounted on scrolls, such as hanging scrolls or hand scrolls, walls, lacquerware, folding screens, and other media. East Asian architecture is comprised of a hip and gabled roof that slopes down on all four sides. It is usually constructed with two large sloping roof sections in the front and back respectively, while the two sides are usually constructed with a smaller roof section. It is known as Zishin in Chinese, Iramoya in Japanese, and Paljakjapung in Korean. In Chinese architecture, there is emphasis on symmetry which signifies balance. This can be found from palace complexes to humble farmhouses. Secondary elements are positioned on either side of the main structures like two wings to maintain overall bilateral symmetry. The composition of Chinese gardens tends to be asymmetrical to follow the principle of creating enduring flow of energy. Open courtyards is a common feature in many types of Chinese architectures as shown in buildings connected with one another either directly or through verandas. Another feature is the skywell structure, which is an enclosed courtyard formed from the intersections of close.
Okay, guys, it's the video audible to you? Is the video audible to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you watch it carefully?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is my questions. Okay, this is my questions. What did you observe in the art and paintings in China? Yes, Miss Bangan. What did you observe in the arts and paintings of China?
In all the Chinese and paintings of China, the most representative are calligraphy, kites, opera, paper cutting, and silks.
Yes, very good. Good observation, Miss Bangan. As you see in the video, we are seeing the different paintings and arts of China, which is the calligraphy, kites, opera, paper cutting, and silks. Which of those arts of paintings of Chinese are familiar unto you? Which those?
Kites, ma'am.
Oh, kites, which we called here in the Philippines the saranggola. Yeah, you're right. And the next question is, do you think the art of China have similarities in the art and paintings of our country, Philippines?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Chinese and Filipinos are two different groups of people or nationalities. The typical Chinese person will look different from the typical Filipino. Their culture are also worlds apart. Conversely,
Yes, exactly. That's good idea, Miss Fernandez. Yeah. China and Philippines have also have different groups of people and even nationalities, and it is also a typically Filipino and China have different cultures. So, but you know the lanterns. We also buy a lanterns. Of course, we also buy a lanterns that Chinese people made it. Then also the kites. We also learn to play that kites. We know that Chinese people are have a different kites. So let's proceed to the question number 3. What do you think is the relevance of characteristics of paintings in China to its culture? Yes, Miss Magudayao.
I think the character of Chinese painting, like the of Chinese calligraphy, is closely bound up with the nature of medium. The basic material is ink, formed into a short thing of hardened pine, soot, and glue, which is rubbed to the required consistency on a inkstone with a little water.
Wow, I'm so amazed with your observations, and I'm so amazed with your understanding and perceptions with this video. So it only shows that you are really listens carefully to the video. So let's proceed to the abstraction of this topic. So let us now travel on the land of the sleeping giant. And where is the land of the sleeping giant?
China!
Yes, it's the China. So Chinese paintings consist of different subject or themes. This includes the, let's see, the flowers and birds. Who wants to read the flowers and birds?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Elpedes.
Painting is peculiar to China. Flowers and birds can be associated with almost all thoughts and feelings of a human being. They can symbolize feminine beauty, virtue, political authority, romance, and lackiness. Once established, this tradition became popular in every dynasty.
Yes, it's flowers and birds are it's their thoughts and feelings of a human being, and it also symbolizes the feminine and beauty, virtue, political authority, romance, and lucky niceness. Here in the Philippines, guys, flowers and birds also describe as the birds also describe as a freedom, and flowers describes as a feminine beauty of a Filipina, or a beauty, or of course the being the lucky niceness, of course. So let's proceed to the next. It's this guys, this is the sample pictures of flowers and birds in China. So let's proceed to the, what is this? Landscape. So I want Miss Maglud to read this definition of landscapes.
It refers to a Chinese paintings that involves natural landscapes. The landscapes is spiritual and inner one. It represents the two complementary poles, yin and yang, reflecting the Taoist view on the universe.
Yes, of course, landscape represents the spiritual inner and inner one. It also represents the two complementary poles, the yin and yang. And guys, as we go further in the lessons, we will tackle after which the yin and yang, and it's also the reflecting the Taoist view of the universe. So thank you, Miss Maglud, for reading this, and we proceed to the next. What is this?
Temples, ma'am.
Yes, it is a
Present,
palace
yes,
and
palace and temples.
temple. So Miss Tagyam, please read it.
Palace and temples. Temples symbolize the long history and rich culture of China and are regarded as valuable art treasures. There are many different religions in China, such as the Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam introduced from other regions, as well as Taoism and Confucianism.
Yes, thank you, Miss Tagyam. Yes, when we talked about the palace and temples of the China, it's all about the house of religions. It's all about the different religions in China, such as the Buddhism, the Christianity, and Islam that introduces from other regions, as well as the Taoism and Confucianism. And the palace and temples also symbolizes the long history and rich culture of China. So let's proceed to the next. What is this? It's
Figures.
human figures. Okay. Yes, Miss Felix.
Human figures, the meaning and purpose behind the paintings of figures in early times was mostly to serve religious or political aims.
Okay, thank you. So it all human figures, meaning it is there is always a purpose behind of it, and the paintings of figures is early times was mostly to serve religious or political aims. That's all about the human figures. So let's proceed to the next. Okay, what is this? So it's an
Animals.
okay, animal. So Miss Garingan, please read it.
Animals. In Chinese decorative arts, Featured animals are representations for various aspects of life.
Oh, as the definition itself, it's the representations of various aspects of life. So, as we can see in these pictures, we can see the animals who are running or whatever they do. It also the representations of various aspects of life. So, next, I think this is the last picture. So, who wants to read it?
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Bueno.
Bamboos and stones. In Chinese art, bamboo is known as one of the four gentlemen. Gentlemen, along with the chrysanthemum, orchid, and plum blossom. Each of these plants represent the four seasons. The orchid represents spring, the chrysanthemum represent fall, the plum blossom represent winter, and bamboo represent summer.
Okay, thank you, Miss Buena. As you can see in the different parts of this bamboo, you can see or it have a meaning which or represents the different season, which is the orchid represents spring, the chrysanthemum represents fall, and the plum represent blossom, and blossom represents winter. So, and bamboo represents the summer. So, moreover, class, landscape painting was regarded as the highest form of Chinese painting. Chinese society, basically agricultural, has always laid great stress on understanding the pattern of nature and living in accordance with it. Silk and paper are the common materials used in Chinese paintings. In addition, class, the idealists of Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism played an important role in Chinese art. So, this is an example of Chinese painting. This one. This is an example of Chinese painting that expresses the human understanding of the relationship between the nature and humans. This is evident in the form of painting of landscape, bamboo, birds, and flowers. This must be called the metaphysical Taoist aspect of Chinese painting. As we can see, class, as we tackled in ahead this is we are tackling about the different paintings and arts of China. This is the flowers and birds, landscape, palace and temples, human figures, animals, and bamboos and stone. And this represents the different and all of the said arts and paintings. So it's called the metaphysic Taoist aspect of Chinese painting. So let's move on. So this is the next. Who knows this one, guys? Who knows this one? This is the so-called calligraphy. So Miss Danga, please read it.
Calligraphy is also an art of beautiful handwriting. Traditional painting involves essentially the same techniques as calligraphy and done with a brush dipped in a black or colored ink oils are not used.
Yes, in short, calligraphy, which is the art of beautiful handwriting. So it also offers an important channel for the appreciation of traditional culture for arts education. Calligraphy is also an art of beautiful handwriting. Traditional painting involves essentially the same techniques as calligraphy. So okay, here's my question. In all you have learned and the video you have watched, can you give the 6 principles of Chinese painting? Who wants to answer this one? Who can give me the 6 principle of Chinese paintings? Yes, Miss Fernandez. If you can give all of this, I will give you reward. You will give 10 points in your recitation. So,
Number 1, observe rhythm and movement.
yes, that's
Number
one.
2, leave space for the eyes to rest.
Yes, that's
Number
one.
3, use brush in calligraphy.
Yes, very good.
4, use colors correctly.
Mhm.
And number 5, live up to tradition by copying the master's
Yes.
artwork. Number 6, copy the correct proportion of the objects.
Yes, you are correct. That's amazing. You can memorize all of those 6 principle of Chinese painting. So you have 10 points in your recitation, Miss Fernandez, and class, that's good. Miss Fernandez, may I request that you please type down those 6 principles and send it to your GC so that your classmates also memorize that 6 principles. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's proceed to the next. Let's proceed to the 3 main groups of Chinese people. So, guys, okay, I will read to you the 3 main groups of the Chinese. Okay, the first main group is straight incline, more economically for common Chinese architecture and the second one is the multi-inclined roofs with 2 or more sections of incline. These roofs are used for residences of wealthy Chinese. And the third one is the sweeping, has curves that rise at the corners of the roof. These are usually reserved for temples and palaces, although it may also be found in homes of the wealthy. So, okay, I have a question here, class. So, what are the main types of roofs or roofs of Chinese? Yes, the floor is yours, Miss Magudaya. Can you give it the 3?
Number 1, straight inclined.
Yes.
2, multi-inclined, and 3, sweeping.
Yes, that's right. And additional to that, my dear student, straight inclined is more economically for common Chinese architectures than multi-inclined roofs with 2 or more sections of incline. These roofs are used for residents of wealthy Chinese, and sweeping is a roof with a sweeping curvature that rises at the corners of the room. So that is the differences of the 3 main roofs of or main types of roofs in Chinese. So okay, we'll now proceed on the Peking Opera face painting of Jingyu Lianpo. To introduce this, guys, is you will see the different colors that represents different purposes and meanings. So, may I request, Miss, yes, you, girl, please read it about the Peking Opera face painting of Jiang Lianpo.
Peking Opera face painting or Jingju Lianpo. Opera styles of face painting is traditional special way to make up in Chinese opera is pursuit of the expected effect of performance. This is done with different colors in accordance with the performing character's personality and historical assessment. The hero type's characters are normally painted in relatively simple colors, whereas enemies, bandits, rebels, and others have more complicated design on their faces.
Yes, as I said a while back, is done with different colors in accordance with the performing characters' personality and historical assessment. The hero type characters are normally painted in relative simple colors, whereas enemies, bandits, rebels, and others have more complicated design on their faces. So, let's see these different paintings. Oh, what is this? This is a Guanju. It's a color red, indicates devotion, courage, bravery, uprightness, and loyalty. And the other one is Lianpo. It's a color purple. It stands for uprightness and cool-headedness, while a reddish purple face indicates a just and noble character. And the other one is Zuwen. A green face tells the audience that the character is not only impulsive and violent, he also lacks self-restraint. And the other one is the Zhangfu. It's a color black, symbolizes roughness and fierceness. The black face indicates either a rough and bold character or unimportant selfness. Okay, class. The next is the paper was first invented by Kowloon or of the Eastern Han Dynasty in China. So I know, class, that every one of us familiar with the Chinese lantern, that most of us use this as the design when Christmas seasons. But did you know, class, that Chinese people are also have or most known here in our country as different kinds, or most known here in our country as sarangola. And China have their 4 main categories of kite, namely The centipede. What is the second one? The
Hard-winged kites,
third one.
soft-winged kites,
And the last is?
flat kites.
Yes, that the different categories of kite, which the early use of paper was made a pattern for lacquers, decoration on windows, doors, and walls. Yes, and the zongyu is the Chinese decorative handicraft art that began as a form of Chinese folk art in the Tang and Song dynasty in 960-1279 AD in China. And of course, the decorative Chinese paper cutting are
Usually symmetrical in design when unfolded and adapt the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac as themes and motifs, and mostly choose the red color.
Are you familiar with the zodiac, or we call it zodiac sign?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you guys. I know you learned something, and I know you have a lot of understanding, and I know you have a lot of learnings with this topic. So, let's proceed to the application, which entitled, Is That You? So, be an artist of your own. Create your own. Sabi, choose one painting on the different Chinese paintings that also describe. Do you see all the different paintings in the Chinese? In the Chinese paintings?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Said here, choose one painting on the different Chinese paintings that also describe the beauty of your own life. Like in Chinese people, that their arts and paintings portrays their life's purposes and meanings, and make a short explanation on it why you choose this painting. So your materials is paintbrush, whiteboards or anything that helps you to make your output best. So I will give you a deadline. So the deadline was on October 24th. Is that clear, class? Is that all right? Is that all right, class? Okay. Let's proceed. I will evaluate if you learn something, if you understand what I'm discussing here. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to your last part of this learning, may I ask, what have you learned in this topic?
Ma'am,
Yes, dear.
based on the information, ideas, and knowledge you gave us, ma'am, I learned the different art and paintings of Chinese people with their importance and purposes in their culture and in the life of Chinese people and China country.
Yes, great idea. Another learning?
Ma'am,
Yes?
I learned that Chinese paintings consist of different subject or themes. This includes flowers and birds, landscapes, human figures, animals, and bamboos and rocks.
Yes, excellent. Okay, another.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I also learned that Chinese people have their three traditions, rules, namely, number 1, straight inclined, 2, multi-inclined, and 3, sweeping.
Yes, another learning. Last one.
Ma'am, I also learned the different Peking opera, face painting, or Jingju Liampu.
Oh, okay. Yes, excellent, everyone. It seems you are really enjoy or you are interested to our discussion. Am I right, guys? You have been interested in our topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you really enjoyed it?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
learn something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Congratulations, everyone, for a job well done. Thank you for your actively participation. So, here, I have here your assignments. So, this is just a follow-up, guys. Choose a partner. The instruction is, China has 4 types of kites. So, what is that 4 types of kites, class? Give me the 4 type of kites of China. Can you give me? Can you name it all? Guys, the 4 types. The 4 types of kites.
Ma'am.
Yes?
Centipede, number 2, hard-winged kites, number 3, soft-winged kites, and number 4, flat kites.
Yes, very good. So, I will give you here the assignment. So, I will give you here the choose in the 4 types of kites, and you choose one partner, those kites, and choose one of them and do them creatively. Is that good, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will send in your GC the rubrics and criteria of your assignment. So, who will be do the best of best in it is they been exempted in the next quizzes. Is that good, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, guys, for your actively participation. Thank you for listening carefully and hope your learning will be continue in our next lesson. So, thank you for your presence and may God bless us all. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.